Awesome. So hey, let's get started here. So right here I have the three things you're going to need. You're going to need a ruler for this project. If you don't have a ruler, it's not like you're measuring anything, but you need something with a straight edge. So as long as it has a straight edge, because you'll be drawing lots of straight lines, the vanishing points, it'll work. But a ruler, preferably, a ruler works great. If not, something with a straight edge, piece of hard construction paper, anything that's like with a straight hard line on it, it will work as well. Okay, so a ruler, you need a pencil with an eraser, and a sheet of paper. Normally in the classroom I got some great paper, some nice drawing paper, but here I just grabbed some printer paper, which will work, and most of you guys should have printer paper at home, or be able to grab some. So I got paper, I got a ruler, and I got a pencil. Okay, so real quick here, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with like 2-point perspective. So here I'm going to draw the horizon line. This is the horizon line. So everything above this line is going to be the sky, and everything below the line will be the ground. And it's the horizon separates the two. And then on the very right, I'm going to draw a little dot right here, and this is going to be a vanishing point. And then on the very left, I'm going to draw a little point right here, and this will be a vanishing point. So you have your vanishing point left, this will be VPL, and VPR for vanishing point left, vanishing point right. So for a 2-point perspective, if I'm going to draw, I'll draw a couple boxes here, and you can kind of see here. So if I draw a line going straight up and down, and then I match my ruler up to the bottom of this line. And you guys don't need this. I'm just showing you. Don't need to draw this. I'm just showing you a quick example here. And the top goes to the vanishing point. So see how my ruler pivots? The ruler is lined up to the vanishing point on the left. And I have a line, and I got 2 lines going to the vanishing point. And I'll draw a line going straight up and down. And I'll do the same thing for the vanishing point on the right, and I'll go to the very bottom of the line, and I'll match, use my ruler, and then I'll do the same thing where I got the top line. And then I'll draw a line straight up and down. And then for the bottom of it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to match up my bottom left corner to the vanishing point on the right, and then the bottom corner on the box on the right, and I'll match it to the vanishing point on the left. And then what you can see here is you have a nice box. And because the box is above the horizon, you see the bottom of the box. Now if I draw the same box over here, and I'll draw this below the horizon, and you match the ruler at the vanishing point left, top to the vanishing point left, line straight and down. Then you have the ruler going to the vanishing point on the right, to the vanishing point on the right, and have a line straight and down. Then for the top, you're going to have the far right will go to the vanishing point on the left, and the far left corner will go to the vanishing point on the right. So you can see here you see the top, because this is below the horizon line, you see the top of the box. Because this is above the horizon line, you see the bottom of the box. Now if you do the same thing, but let's do one in the middle of the horizon line. So if I have a line going straight up and down, ruler to the vanishing point on the left, and match my ruler to the vanishing point from the top to the vanishing point on the left. And do the same thing to the vanishing point on the right, vanishing point on the right, and I'll draw a line straight up and down. So because this one is in the middle of the horizon, where the horizon is behind the thing, you don't see the top or the box of the cube. So you got 3 cubes here. And the whole idea is you have the horizon, you have your vanishing points. If every point is the line's going straight up and down, or to the vanishing point on the left, or the vanishing point on the right, and anything above the horizon, you're going to see the bottom of. Anything below the horizon, you see the top of. Anything that is on the horizon, you're not going to see the top or the bottom of. So that's kind of how this works. And as we do the Rambler, we'll just do this over and over again. And anything, again, above it, you'll see the bottom of it. Anything below the horizon, you'll see the top of it. And we'll go from there. All right, so the very first thing I want you to do is, now we're going to start here, is we're just going to fold the paper, and what we're going to do is get a couple of creases. And then these creases will kind of help you out find a couple guidelines as we get started here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold the paper in half once. So I got fold the half once, then twice, then 3 times. And then what you should have after you've folded it in half once, twice, 3 times, so fold in half 3 times, you'll have 4 boxes or 4 rectangles, 1, 2, 3, 4 up on the top, and then 4 rectangles in the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. And that'll kind of help us get a good starting point here. So first thing we're going to do for our drawing is we're going to draw the horizon. The horizon line is right on the crease. So right on the crease right here, we're going to draw a line right on the crease going from the left to the right, and you have your horizon line. Then we'll have our vanishing points. So we'll draw one little dot here on the left, 1 dot on the right, and you have your vanishing point on your right and your vanishing point on the left. So I got a VPL for the vanishing point on the left, a VPR for the vanishing point on the right. So the first thing we're going to do for starting our Rambler is we're going to draw the first corner of where the Rambler would be. And so what I'm going to do is, if you look right on the paper, you will see a crease on the first crease on the left. So you got the center, you got the left, and there's a crease going up and down. What I'd like you to do is to take your ruler, and you're going to draw a line going straight up and down along that crease. So you can go about maybe 2 inches below, 2 inches above, maybe 1.5 inches below, 1.5 inches above, like the line. But you have a line straight up and down. As long as it's straight up and down on that crease, you should be good. Then what we're going to do is you're going to take your ruler, and you're going to match your ruler up to the bottom of that line you just drew, and to the vanishing point on the left, and you draw a line going to the vanishing point on the left. And you do the same thing on the very top, and you have a vanishing point from the top of the line to the vanishing point on the left. So you have your line, and then line going to the vanishing point on the left from the bottom and the top of that line you just drew. Now we're going to do the same thing for the to the vanishing point on the right. You have the top, each going to the vanishing point on the right, and it kind of looks like a kite, I guess, right now. So that's for your first part. Now, if you go halfway between the center crease and the crease in the middle of the center and the right, this crease right here, and what you're going to do halfway between these 2 creases is you're just going to draw a line going straight up and down. And then you're going to go do this, draw another line straight up and down. You got halfway between the edge of the paper and the first crease right here, and you're going to draw a line straight up and down. And then you can go through and you can erase all the lines on the outside of that box because we won't need them anymore. And you can erase the horizon in the inside of the box itself. Alright, so now we have our first box, which will be the main part of the rambler. Next we're going to draw is the garage, which is going to come out from the rambler. And the way we're going to do this is you have a crease right here that goes straight up and down. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line going straight up and down on that crease. Now, you're going to, in the edge of the box where the main part of the rambler is, we're going to take our ruler, and you're going to match the ruler up to the bottom of this line right here and to the vanishing point on the left. So this is the vanishing point on the left and the bottom of this line right here. And we're going to draw it to the line we just got done drawing straight up and down on the fold of the paper. Then we're going to do the same thing with matching your ruler to the vanishing point on the left and the very top of this line right here. And so they're matched up to the vanishing point, and you're going to draw it to that line. And then you can erase everything on the top and the bottom of that line. And then the horizon. And now we're going to take the line in the fold, and we're going to match it up to the vanishing point on the right. We're going to match the bottom of the line to the vanishing point on the right and the top of that line to the vanishing point on the right. So bottom to the vanishing point on the right, top to the vanishing point on the right, and then we're going to draw a line going straight up and down right in the middle. And now you can go ahead and you can erase the lines on the outside of the box. And you have the main part of the rambler, and then this will be an attached garage, a garage that's attached to the rambler itself. So again, everything's going as that we've drawn so far has gone to the vanishing point on the left or vanishing point on the right, or straight up and down. Next we're going to do is we're going to draw the roof, and the roof is going to not go to the vanishing point on the left or right or straight up and down. These are a few of the lines right here that don't do that, but helps us figure out where the center of the roof is. So we can't just, right now we want to figure out where the center of this wall is, but we can't just measure it and divide in half because things are bigger the closer they get to you and smaller the further they get away. But one quick easy way to figure out where the center is, if you take your, take the corners of the sides and you draw a line in between them, what you're going to do is you're going to get an X. So I took the corners and matched the corners to make an X. And the center of that X, this is where the center of that wall or the side, the wall is going to be. And we want to get the center of the wall because that's the way we're going to be able to draw the peak to where we're going to have the roof. So matching your ruler up to the center of that X, or that X, X meet it, the center of that X, and you have your ruler go straight up and down, you're going to draw a line from the center of the X going straight up and down. You don't need to draw it super dark because you're going to want to be erasing it later. But this is going to be, we're going to have the peak of your roof. Now, if you draw it taller, you'll have a steeper slope of your roof. If you were to draw it shorter, it wouldn't be quite as steep. So depending on how steep you want your roof to be is how long you're going to draw that line. So I'm going to take the top of where that line is, and I'm going to match it, the top of that line, and I'll match it to the corner of the wall right here, the top corner, and I'll match it right up to that top of that line. Then I'm going to do the same thing where I have the top of the line, top of the peak right here, which is going to be the roof, and we're going to take that top of the peak and we're going to match it to the corner. And this is going to be where we have the first part of the roof. And then we're going to do the same thing over where the garage is going to be. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to make an X by taking the corner of where the garage doors, the side where the garage door is going to be at, to the other corner. Then we'll match the corner to the top corner. And then from here then, we'll take the center of that and we'll draw a line going straight up and down. Once you have that line straight up and down, then you're just going to match your ruler up to where you have the top of that line, the corner, and do the same thing on the other side. Then you can go through and you can erase everything, the line going up and down and the X, because you will no longer need that line going up and down or the X. Okay, so you have the peak on the left, you have the peak on the right. The next part then is to finish off where the roof is going to be, is to take your ruler and match your ruler to the peak on the left, and then draw that to the vanishing point on the right. And then you're going to take the peak on the right and match it to the vanishing point on the left. So this is going all the way to the vanishing point on the left, all the way to the vanishing point on the right, and then they're going to meet someplace in the middle of them, and that's going to be where they have the top of your roof. So you have the roof over the garage and then over the main part of the house. And wherever you have that point, it might be different for each of you depending on how big you have your slope. You can take your ruler and you can match your ruler up to the edge of the house and make little lines stripping down from where your corner is, where the two lines meet, to where the garage comes out. So that's the first part of the house. If you've gotten this part done, you pretty much got most of the house that we're going to do. Everything else we're going to do now for drawing doors, windows, stairs, it's all going to be either going straight up and down or to the vanishing point on the left or the vanishing point on the right. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw some siding. So for the siding, I'm going to match everything to the vanishing point. I'm going to start here on the left of the house, and I'll work my way to the right. So I'm going to start out, and I have my vanishing point on the left, and I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to match everything to the vanishing point on the left for the side. And I'll go down a little bit, and I'm pivoting. My ruler is staying on the vanishing point on the left. I'll draw a line. And I'll pivot down a little bit further. And again, my ruler staying on the vanishing point on the left. And I'll pivot down a little further. My ruler staying on the vanishing point on the left. I'll pivot down a little further. My ruler staying on the vanishing point on the left. And I'll continue going down. As you can see, like they were sloping downwards, but now that I've gone to the below the horizon, as I'm making the siding, they're sloping upwards towards the vanishing point. So I could keep moving my ruler, keeping it on the vanishing point on the left. And I'll continue doing the same thing. And then keep my vanishing point on the left. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the main side of the rambler, but now I'm moving over to the vanishing point on the right. So the vanishing point on the right, line my ruler to the vanishing point on the right, and then right where the siding line meets up with this line right here for the side, where the siding meets the side, you're going to match your ruler up to the vanishing point on the right, and you're just going to extend it like so. So matching the ruler to the vanishing point on the right, go where the siding meets the side, match it to the vanishing point on the right, go to where it meets the side, match up the vanishing point on the right, where it meets the side, and then continue doing the same thing. Everything reaches as it goes to the vanishing point on the right. Oh. And two more. And all the siding then went to the vanishing point on the right. I'm going to go do the same thing again now, where the siding meets the side, but now I'm going to move my ruler all the way to the vanishing point on the left. So here, I have my ruler, vanishing point on the left. I'm going to go through and I'm going to make lines where the siding meets the side, going all the way out from the side to the edge of the garage. And then two more. And everything is going to the vanishing point on the left. My ruler pivoted as I draw the siding. And then the last part I think we'll do for this this session is we'll finish the siding over where the garage is going to be. I'm not going to draw this super dark because I'm going to erase part of it later when I put the garage door in, but I'm moving my ruler to the vanishing point on the right, and all of my lines are matching up to the vanishing point on the right. So where the siding meets the side, draw your line and pivot your ruler. So all the lines go right to the vanishing point on the right. And there we got the siding done. So that's going to be it for this part. I think we'll come back in their next session, and we will draw the roof and some windows, and maybe even get the stairs in for the next session. So thank you, and let's start the next session here.